on Citizen 93.7 FM here in the city of Abuja. AFCON Super Eagles will spark in Cote d'Ivoire. Talking about the NFL president, Ibrahim Musa Gusso. He said that yesterday. Super Falconets jet out to Dar es Salaam to take on, talking about Tanzania on the 20 side. Yesterday in the world of the UEFA Champions League, Arsenal pull up. Manchester United, they knocked them in a close game, 4-3. We'll take you down to all the sporting moments on the show this morning. Don't go nowhere, just sit back, relax, and let's enjoy the best of sports on Citizen Sports.
Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dream. Citizen FM. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Citizen FM. Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dream. Citizen FM. Yeah. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Epa!
Okay, so let's get straight quickly into the world of sports. Talking sports, I want as many callers on the show this morning, and if I can take your SMS, let's see if you can send in messages on a Citizen WhatsApp platform. Talking about 0818-222-2205, 0818-222-2205. If you want to call me, call the lines at 0903-222-9797, 0903-222-9797, or 0818-222-2206. Let's get into the actions quickly. Let's go. Rolling up and start from the world of talking about tennis. Let me go to tennis this morning. Let me tell you that World Championship Team Nigeria competes with 39 others country for Olympic slot. Good one. Let me tell you that the Nigerian table tennis will in another opportunity to compete for the Olympic Games slot when they face 39 other country at the upcoming World Championship in Busayo, Korea. The Nigerian side lost their first chance to qualify for after they suffered a defeat to their counterpart from Egypt at the African Championship. Nigeria is among other 4 countries that were confirmed by the World Table Tennis for the championship. Also, they have also listed Nigeria alongside Egypt, Algeria, and Tunisia in the female category. Nigeria's last appearance in the team event for the Olympic game was at Rio 2016, while Egypt represented Africa at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. The 2024 championship will be held in Busan Exhibition Convention Center from February 16 to 25, 2024. Let me take you away from there. Let's quickly go to the world of game of slam and dunk, the game of basketball. Let me tell you that Rivers Upas route comment for their straight third win. Bolaji Milagba at the game high 19 points as Rivers Upas demolished Ebun comment 82-54 basket at the Nigerian Premier Basketball League Conference 8 on the Wednesday in the city of Accra. Talking about yesterday. Uchinwawu added 12 points. Michael Daramola had 11 points. While Victor Mohammed also had 11 in the game, mostly dominated by Rivers Upas. Rivers shocked of a slow start in the game and made their first basket in 5 minutes into the first quarter. Emilagba shot back to back 3 to lead comment 17-12 into the second quarter. Let me just go to the results gotten yesterday. Kwara Falcons defeated Oluyole Warriors. Oluyole Warriors, they've just a shop cane. What is really going on? Shop cane in basketball. Wolves and Reed defeated the Police Batting 78-55 basket. While Lagos Legends are on standby for today's game. Emilagba, coach him says the game started slow for us, but we later picked up, and towards the end of the first quarter, we never looked back. We stepped up our defense. They had a shooter that shot some threes in the first quarter, so we cut him off and took care of other things, and we were able to get our win after a 13-2 run. Upa struggles in an offensive-ended minute for 3 minutes. We won for 9 minutes remaining. Daramola made a huge dunk and gets Upas back on track. Maybe I will go to Akure. Let's see if I will go to Akure and have the general manager of Rivers Upas. I've not told him I'm calling him, but I will tell you if he can just speak on the phone. I will see. I think he's not available, but if Oga, the coach of the side, if he's available, he might be picking my call. What happened to Nigerian Custom yesterday? While I find somebody in Accra to give me our faring is over there. Let me look out for the result for the Nigerian Custom basketball team. They've been doing well, and I tell you, one lady stands by there in Accra. But yesterday, Nigerian Custom got a good win over, talking about Gombe Bulls, 99-73. 99-73. Queen John Moseb, she's available there in the city of Akure. I think our team is currently playing. Talking about the media officer of Rivers Upas, so that we can get what's the update like before I switch to the NBA right there in the world of basketball while I wait for Queen to join me back. Let me tell you that quickly. Washington Wizards defeated Charlotte Hornets 132 basket to 116. Yes, I have Queen Mosef joining me live on show. I didn't tell her. Queen, good morning. How are you doing? How is the city of Akure? Right there this morning.
Good morning, Busayo.
Yeah, good morning, Abuja. Abuja people are greeting you. How is Akure? Is Ondo? That's my state. I was there some couple of days ago.
Well, it's okay. It's okay.
All right, quickly, the Conference League is ongoing there for the Final 8 of basketball, Final 8, as you guys call it in your region. Rivers Supers are just coming good at all time, taking game one after the other. What's the performance like from other teams, especially talking about Rivers Supers?
Well, the game has been good, has been going on well for all the teams, especially for River Sobers who have maintained an unbeaten run. Yesterday, they extended the unbeaten run to 7. They, alongside Nigeria Customs, who are in the Savannah Conference, are the 2 teams here to taste any form of defeat. So, but for River Supers has been going on well. I think they're having a beautiful run, and that is what because they have a goal for this season, and everybody seems to be working towards that goal. But for other teams, Hoops and Reed also doing quite well too. They are doing well as well. They've won 2 games. Today they'll be playing their 3rd game against River Supers. River Supers of all the 7 teams here have won 3 games on a bounce, so they'll be playing their 4th. Choir Falcons had to bounce back from their disappointing loss to River Supers on Tuesday to demolish Oluyole Warriors yesterday. And for Oluyole Warriors, they seem to be the only team yet to even pick a win here because they've lost all 3 games. But so far, it's been good.
Well, what's happening to Oluyole Warriors? I don't understand. They've been a team on the rise, and all of a sudden, something is just working.
Well, I wouldn't fully blame the Oluyole Warriors because this is like the 1st time in 6 years they are playing in the league. 2017, where we had the Christie League. They have good young players, hungry players, talented young players who always go into a battle to win, into a game to win. At least, even though you eventually might beat them, but they'll give you a tough fight. And they're always going into games or tournaments to at least have a good showing. But that 2017, after the Christie League and the whole tussle in the Basketball Federation, some teams were loyal to one faction, the other teams loyal to some other faction, just few other teams that were just neutral. So we know that Oluyole Warriors were loyal to the Tijani Omar faction. The owners of Oluyole Warriors, so I say the managers of Oluyole Warriors. So did that in turn affected the players and the team not participating in the league for a while now. So, but they are back in the league. So 6 years is enough for a lot to happen. Players who were playing in the team years ago are no more there. I could count about 2 or 3 who are still there, even though they still have their coach Tai Shobogo still in charge. So, but they are rebuilding. They are in a rebuilding process because 6 years is a long time. So, but they are rebuilding. So I won't basically just blame them solely because it's not the fault of the players, it's not the fault of the team. But you know that when we involve ourselves with politics, the players will suffer for it. And the players are suffering for it because you now have to rebuild. You now have to come up with new set of players who would represent Oluyole Warriors. And the way the league came up, it came up just suddenly. And so you just have to gather boys together in few weeks or few days for them to play. Even though they did not too well, but averagely good in Ibadan in the first phase. So, but even before they got here, they had challenges. Financial challenges. They were not even going to participate in this second phase. It was a last-minute turnaround from the management, or let's say from the Oyo State government, from the commissioner who said, okay, you guys have to go. That's why they are here. So it's a rebuilding process for them. Hopefully by next year, we'll see a better outcome from Oluyole Warriors.
The BAL is the major target. I don't even count the league so much as good for us. I saw some things Oni Afolabi was posting, talking about so many things that is not working, as touching what we should describe this league as well. Well, let's leave that. Do you think Customs and River Supers, they've not lost? These are 2 strong teams. If these 2 teams make it to qualify for Nigeria, do you think we'll have a strong representation when we get to the Basketball African League?
Well, it's not enough to beat the teams you have here. Because at the end of the day, if you beat the teams here, you are going to have to face the best of the best across Africa. And if you're not doing your homework properly, you will definitely not put up a show. No matter what, whether it's Customs, whether it's River Supers. Yes, they might be an unbeaten run because they've done their own part by doing their homework back home to keep up players together, good players together. They have good bench, good coach. And if you see the Customs and the River Super side, they are coached by two of the best coaches in Nigeria. And these two coaches even played together in the national team during their playing days. I'm talking about Ogo Odazo, who also was head coach for the Tigers and took the Tigers to African and also the pre-Olympic qualifiers.
Yeah.
Therefore, a bit of competition. So far, they played Customs are unbeaten in 8 games, River Super unbeaten in 7 games. You look at it altogether, it's not enough to compete with teams like Monastir, teams like Senegal, and all of that, who have been playing league for months or who played the league for months before going to the BAL. But for us, we just played, at the end of the day, maybe we'll play just 10 games. I think 10 games will be enough to compete. It's not enough. We saw what happened to Fire Falcons. They beat everybody to win the league. They won the Red Bull tournament, invitational tournament. They also went to an invitational tournament in Abuja before they went to the BAL. So at least to have more competitive games. Well, it's still not enough. You might have all these talented players, but once you don't have enough games and competition to keep you fit, to keep you going, to keep you in that competition mode, it's not enough. Because at the end of the day, you can't match up with those players who will turn up in the BAL. That really is the problem. So whether it's going to qualify, whether it's Custom, whether it's River Super, at the end of the day, they need to keep playing. Just keep it going. Don't just rest, because after this November, there is nothing, and we don't even know when the MBF will come up with a league. If they'll come up with a league before March or May, because the way the format of the BAL has changed now. Now we now have 3 countries going to hold the group stage. So we don't know if they're going to put the Nigerian team in South Africa, who's going to play in March, or it's going to be in Dakar, that's going to hold the
Senegal
in May. So whichever one, that is within 5 months of the first 5 months of the year 2024. So it's now on the MBBS. Would you be able to come up with a league for these teams or this team to prepare very well and not just playing friendly games before you go to the BAL? Play the league where it will get the guys prepared for the BAL. Then we can see them compete. But besides that, then that means it will now be down to the individual team or the team that qualifies to now get enough invitational tournament, enough friendly games, competitive friendly games to get them in shape for the BA. I'm just hoping and confident that we put up a better showing than what we did this year. This year was even more disappointing that Kwara Falcons couldn't even win 1 game. So that's just my fear, how we are going to represent. It's not about finishing the league unbeaten and beating everybody and qualifying. But when you get there, what are you going to show up for the Nigerian representatives? And it's not fault of the teams anyway. I'm not blaming the team, because you can't give what you don't have. It's done on the MBBS. It's down to the MBBS. Are you going to put up a functional league for these teams, for these players, to get them going? Not just after a few weeks, because if we want to be realistic, it's not. We're not playing the league. We're just playing BL qualifiers. That is just the truth. We are playing BL qualifiers, because the BL qualifiers, the BL deadline for submission of the Nigerian rep is sometime next week, and here we are still playing. And we heard the MBBS had to write to FIBA Africa for an extension to give us more time to play the league and then submit the name of the Nigerian representative. So you look at the trend for the last 2 or 3 years, we always wait for September, October before we run the league. So why is that motive? What is the motive behind holding the league in September, October? It's because we're working towards the deadline of submission, which is always first week or second week of November. So we are playing qualifiers for the BAL. We're not playing a league. Don't even think it's run. It's not a league. You don't have proper medical care. You don't have sanitation across. You don't even have banners across to say, okay, this is what we are playing for. You don't even have sponsors. You don't even know what the winner is going to earn. So there's a lot around the league.
Well, so Queen, where is the sponsor, or what has the sponsor brought to the table? Because I saw Oni Afolabi posting 2 pictures that how will you be playing a league where this table has Kwese Basketball League, and then another table has Zenith Women Basketball League for the men.
It's disappointing and painful. That's what would, if we want to be factual about it, it's disappointing and shameful that the men's basketball league, the Nigeria Basketball League, does not even have a sponsor. And for months, or from the beginning of the year, it will take them 10 months. And at the end of the day, you tell us that there are no sponsors. We just have to pray because we need to get the BA representative.
Are you saying here that Zenith Bank is not the one sponsoring this league?
It is not the Zenith Bank. Zenith Bank is one sponsoring the women, not the men. Men, we don't have a sponsor.
So we are just playing to enjoy ourselves.
Like I said, it's not to enjoy ourselves. We are playing because we want to get a representative for the BA. It's just like football. We want to get a representative to go and play CAF Champions League. At the end of the day, yes, they are playing for their passion. They are playing to earn money, to take care of themselves. It is what they do to make a living. But at the end of the day, the teams that are competing, the Ayimba, the Rivers United, all of them, they are all competing because at the end of the day, they want to go and play CAF Champions League or CAF Confederation Cup. But for the BAL, for the Nigeria Basketball League, they are playing because at the end of the day, there must be one person to represent Nigeria at the BAL. And everybody wants to be at the BAL because it's very attractive. Whenever you see the NBA involved, you should know that there is lot at stake. There is lot in it. Rivers went there. We know what we saw when we went there. Exposure for the players, exposure for the coaches, and as well there are incentives for the players when you get to play. Not like here where, okay, it's just the team that you're playing for that you get salaries. And how much have you been paid? Most of the teams in Nigeria are not properly paid. It's just very few teams in Nigeria that are even paid. Some teams are even paying 100K. You can't even compare to what the footballers earn in Nigeria. You can't. They don't even earn half or even quarter of what footballers earn. You can't compare it. So that's very, very low, very, very low. But at the end of the day, that is the goal, to get the Nigeria representative to the BAL. So it's not like maybe they are doing it to have fun. Yes, you will do it to have fun because it's your passion, it's something you love doing. But at the end of the day, there is a goal. And that's why I made that comment that it is not a league. Because if it's a league, we'll start running it for March. I remember in 2016, 2017, we start the league in March. February, that is when the league starts. And it will run till about June, July. So why stop us from going back to that format? Yes, they will have excuse. The MVF will have excuse of the first few years of KIDA board. It was simply battling court cases because they dragged the issue of the Busayo and the rest of them to court. So it is just battling of court cases. And when it was off the court case, okay, now you are just fully involved. It was about two faction and two faction. Now it's just one NBN board. Now there is no power also. It's just one NBN board. But even the NBN board, one NBN board, they are not one. They are not united.
I think Queen Mosef, you've said a lot of things this morning, because if I want to continue on this line, we will still eat so many. Maybe we'll continue tomorrow because we have to go or maybe it's other sports stories, because there are a lot of things you're about revealing, and I wish our listeners will want to get themselves interested in listening and knowing where we are in terms of basketball. But Queen, let's cut it a wrap for you. Maybe Saturday, when we have a 1-hour show, we'll take on all these issues that you have raised. Thank you for speaking to us on Citizen Sport.
Thank you so much.
God bless you. Very good. If I say a lot of things, Queen, let's end it there. Thank you for joining us from Akure. Like I said, she was not prepared. I didn't call her to tell her I was going to call her. Anytime I come here, I just go and take them, so that they won't know if I'm talking to them. You can call her or call her and say you want. I didn't call her at all. But is this a league? No banner. Go to the stadium where we're having the Savannah conference. We even asked, it's just the team there. I was there on Monday or Tuesday. At the time, the light went up. The players had to sit for almost 45 minutes before the gent could come up. It's not nice. Is that a league? Well, let me leave there. Let me rush to the world of football quickly. Let's quickly go to the Nations Cup, where our president is talking about the Nigerian Football Federation president, Alhaji Musa Gusau, is talking at this side at the end. Yes, so Gusto says Super Eagles will be ready to light up AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire. President of Nigerian Football Federation, Alhaji Musa Ibrahim Gusso, has said that the 3 times champion are ready to give off campaign their best, the shot, when the 34th edition of the African Cup of Nations beginning in Cote d'Ivoire on the 13th January 2024. God's willing, I will be there live. Speaking while receiving the audience at the NFL Secretariat, the ambassador of Cote d'Ivoire to Nigeria, His Excellency Kalilu Traore, Gusso praised government of Cote d'Ivoire for huge investment in stadiums and related infrastructures in order to be able to adequately host the continent 40 years after the country played host to the 14th edition of the competition in 1984. That one then, a question. 40 years. Ogojodu. I have been receiving regular briefings on preparation from the president of Cote d'Ivoire Football Federation, Yashim Idris Diallo, who is a personal friend. I'm aware that the government of Cote d'Ivoire has really invested in stadia and general infrastructure to make huge AFCON a sausage and a spectacle. Our 2 teams, the Super Eagles and the Elephants, are in the same group are the finals, and it will be a very interesting game when we play on the 18th of January. We know the whole Africa and even the world will be focused on Cote d'Ivoire before and during the after the AFCON, and our team will be ready to do its best. When Cote d'Ivoire hosted the AFCON in 1984, our Eagles finished second. This time we will work very hard to emerge champions. Champions, believe it. Super Eagles can be a champion. AFCON, my president, I support you. Earlier, Ambassador Traore congratulated the NFF on the fact that Nigeria is one of the 24 participating nations at the upcoming AFCON, and used the opportunity to invite the NFF leadership to the Ivorian National Day to be celebrated at the Embassy of Cote d'Ivoire on Friday, November 17th. I think that's 2 days after our game. We want the NFF to be part of the day. The Ivorian National Day is usually celebrated in August, but was postponed this year because of the death of our former president, Dr. Henry Konan Bide. We also want to use this opportunity to launch a promotional program ahead of the AFCON, which our country is hosting next year. Present there yesterday, where the NFF Executive Committee member, His Excellency Ali Silas Agara, former Deputy Governor of the Nasro State, NFF General Secretary Dr. Mohamed Sanusi, NFF Director of Communication Ademola Lajire Sise Karin from the Office of the First Chancellor at the Ivorian Embassy, and NFF Chief Protocol Chief Officer talking about Emmanuel Ayonbumi.